Hello. Okay, this is listed obviously as another, logger boot series. This one, I didn't feel it was quite right to try and do a head-to-head with the other boots, since they're not really comparable in the same, I don't know, in the same way as the other boots. They're more, well, more or less a simpler construction, as I was talking about with the Georgia boots, that and the Thursday boots. These would be more similar to the Thursday boots in that they just go straight up. There's no articulation or anything here. There's no extra panels or anything going on. They're basically old style combat boots with a taller heel, and they have the lace protector decoration, which I suppose you could remove that if you really wanted to, or trim it off here if you didn't like the you know little wings or whatever flaps. Um, this brand, I have nothing in terms of experience with them. It's pretty much kind of a thin leather, maybe similar to what Thorough Good, but probably not quite as soft. Basically, these were in the pull tab here, which a combat boot would not probably have. They were on sale for $75, so I figured, okay, might as well just get them just to get them, because if nothing else, I can have the heel shortened and they'll just look like combat boots, from the old vintage style, which have been harder for me to find in the last few years. If I wanted something that looks like that, the most of the combat boots I find are 80s or newer styles, not the more kind of 60s and 70s looking ones. So not that I need to dress like a soldier from the 80s very often, but or ever. But they, a classic look. Again, like I said, I'm not typically into black boots as a thing, but I don't have much trouble finding them at lower prices. Now, these are supposed to be not just logger boots, but these are supposed to be smoke jumper, firefighter boots. Usually, I don't read all of the, and you can see the speed hooks. Usually, I don't bother with reading the comments on Amazon. Um, this time I went straight to all the negative ones just to see what it had to say about that, but I didn't want to review it as a firefighter boot either, because I'm not a firefighter, so I won't be able to take these up into that situation and give it that kind of review. So I can only give it kind of a short review as, how does it look for a logger boot? And again, comparing it to, but not comparing it to the other logger boots at the same time. So yeah, kind of a short, not very helpful preliminary review. But I do, plan to try and wear them a bit. I have other boots that I'd rather wear more, but I'll try and wear them a bit, so I can give a better follow-up review, and just to give how well they do in regular wear and tear, even if, I don't know if they've been sprayed with some kind of, flame retardant coating or whatever. I assume that might be the case, and how good of quality that is, I would not be qualified to tell you, as the one guy who leaves all the negative reviews will tell you, don't trust your life to a $75 boot. So, that's that there is that. But again, these were on sale for 75. They were originally around 125, I'd say, somewhere around there. So still not a high priced boot, lower than that $200 threshold that a lot of people, I guess, put boots at now, based on Thursday boots. But of course, a Thursday logger boot would still be more in the $300 range. So not even necessarily comparable in price to that one. So again, kind of a hard boot to make any head-to-head comparison with any boots. You know, they're not, obviously they don't look or seem very much like a captain boot, which is the baseline one that most people, you know, judge off of, except that obviously a taller shaft, which again is kind of hard to find in my size. So I was like, okay, might as well, because I like that extra ankle support, and I don't like when stuff is gouging me. And it does have a bit of the rolled up here where, yeah, you don't necessarily need it as much on the taller boot than the 6-inch boot, but at least it has it, so I can give you an idea if that is kinder on my legs or not, or if I even notice it. The laces are just regular cloth laces, nothing special about that. I could take, you know, any combat boot lace is comparable to this lace, and yeah, you know, and they're welted, so you know, when the time comes, I can probably, you know, still upgrade the outsoles and whatever. And then of course the outsoles has what I would expect to find in a more expensive boot that is not included in, you know, like I said, the Georgia boots. Uh, Decent. I don't know if you can read it. It's not. It's not Vibram. It's their brand outsole or whatever. But it, you know, it looks pretty close to any other, you know, rugged outsole. Whether they make them themselves or if they add their stamp to the exact same ones you're getting from Georgia and Carolina, I don't know. You know, possibly. So yeah, I think that's about all I can really say about this one. I'm not really doing a slideshow this time either, so we'll get back to you in a couple months.